Let's go over to my next guest. We need to discuss the former Prince Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, as he now is. Let's talk to Andrew Lownie, the author of the brilliant book entitled that first exposed the full horror of the nefarious lives of the former Prince Andrew and, of course, his awful wife, Fergie, Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, as she was. Welcome, Andrew. If you can just bear with us, I'm going to play you a little bit of kind of grainy film. But the story here is the King stepped out in Essex today and was heckled by the crowd, shouting at him about, are you going to do something about Epstein's victims? So my question to you will be, when we've looked at this, or my point is that the poison that Andrew has planted, you know, within the heart of the royal family is beginning to take effect. Have a look at this.
Where do we get? I'm going round the corner.
Yep. Yeah, so what he's saying there, it's not very clear, but he is saying, are you going to help with the investigation into Epstein? Are you going to put your brother up? Are you going to get him to testify to Congress, and so on and so forth? So it is quite clear and evident that the awfulness of Andrew, and indeed Fergie, is affecting the popularity of the royal family, and hence the escalating kind of speculation that Andrew's behaviour has created an existential problem for our royal family.
It has. I mean, I think this is the most serious royal crisis I can think of as a historian in centuries. I mean, this is corruption right at the heart of the royal family, a senior royal protected by a monarch, possibly two monarchs, and that's all we know. A senior royal who could be charged with sex trafficking for misconduct in public office. And this is a scandal they brought on themselves. They haven't dealt with the problem of Andrew, which they could have done years ago. They've covered up for him. They've actually tried to suppress this story coming out, as I write in the book. I mean, they were sending legal letters to the press, putting pressure on the press, refusing them access to members of the royal family if they ran disparaging stories. I think that they now need to come clean, the royal family, about what they knew, when, what they did then, and what they're going to do now, because it's clear this is becoming much bigger. The public are not satisfied by their response. I mean, frankly, sending him to a 5-bedroom house in Sandringham and ostensibly taking away his titles isn't going to do it.
Exactly right. And he, of course, skulked out of the Royal Lodge at Windsor a couple of nights ago and is in situ at Sandringham, where we hear, and I find this very strange, that the servants have been asked by the King whether or not they're prepared to serve their new resident, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, and most of them have said no. Again, this is an extraordinary situation. You know, members of the royal family sort of begging servants, would you mind serving, you know, this awful brother of mine? But the servants turning around saying, sorry, Your Majesty, no deal, we're not going to do it.
Well, the peasants have revolted. I mean, Andrew is notorious for how badly he treats the people who are around him. I mean, he treats everyone badly, but particularly to people he feels he's superior to. Doesn't surprise me one little bit. He is only Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. I don't think he's going to spend any time in Sandringham. I think that this is just a way to keep him out of public view, which clearly, you know, the optics of him riding around Windsor Great Park weren't great, and this is an attempt to try and disguise all that. Yeah. But I think he'll be off the Middle East soon.
I wouldn't be surprised that apparently the King, in a rare moment of explosive fury, saw pictures of his brother doing another of his weird little horse rides around Windsor Great Park, and then saw pictures of Andrew driving off in his Range Rover, which always begs the question, where's he going? I want to know where he's going. But the King saw these pictures and said, that's enough, get him out of there, get him out of there. And we're told that Andrew, to this day, does not really understand what it is he's supposed to have done wrong.
Absolutely. I talked to a member of staff last week who said that he's not at all contrite. He feels he's a victim. can't understand anything. This is the problem, that he has no sense of self-awareness. I mean, he's clearly somewhere on the spectrum, because this isn't the behavior of a normal person.
Yeah, now your brilliant book entitled The Decline and Fall of the House of York, in the process of that, I mean, the revelations in it were astonishing. The process of it, you obviously, as we all know in the business, you got legaled, so your lawyers didn't let you put it all in, but you personally must know stuff that could come out in the future that is going to be even more damaging to the royal family. The mind boggles.
We had about 40 pages that were taken out, including all the material on Mandelson and, I have to say, other British political figures. So I'm hoping that, that some of that stuff may be restored. Some of the material the publishers didn't believe, from one of my sources. It's all proved to be absolutely accurate. And so I hope we'll be able to put that material in too. I mean, this is a bigger story. It's not just about sexual and financial misdemeanors. It's about national security, the fact that Epstein was working for the Russians, that Andrew had basically had compromat on him and a number of other senior figures in British life. And I think there does need to be a proper investigation now into that. If Mandelson is being investigated for misconduct, then there's a case against Andrew. He was sharing confidential material with all sorts of people. Yeah. And it's now clear that there were many women who were trafficked to him. And so again, the Met, having tried to dodge this for several times, have really now got to investigate him.
Now, in terms of what you know, Andrew, that has not yet come out for legal reasons, if this stuff does come out, will it add fuel to the possibility of a criminal prosecution against Prince Andrew?
Absolutely. And I've offered material to the National Crime Agency. I mean, I do think HMRC should also be investigating him, but I have plenty of material, and some of it I hope we can use in the paperback. Some of it I'm very happy to give to the law enforcement. But yeah, absolutely, there's a very strong case for him to be charged.
Well, I read your book. I can't wait for the revised edition with all the new information in it. Last question to you. I mean, hard to believe, but I think if anything, if there's one person in the world I can think of who's worse than the former Prince Andrew, that's his former wife, Sarah Ferguson, who's just odious, absolutely odious person. But a lot being made of the disgusting event of her taking her daughters to have lunch with Jeffrey Epstein on the day of his release. The day after he was released from prison for child sex offences, they had vegetable lasagna. He had a Paris chef in town to make this delicious feast. And people go, oh, Fergie, oh, it's so terrible. She took her little daughters there. How could she do that? How could she take her little girls to see this monster? They were 19 and 20. Yeah. They've got questions to answer as well, haven't they?
Absolutely. I mean, and also she managed to get Epstein to pay for first-class fares for
That's
him.
right. She sent him a special email. You are paying for this, aren't you?
Yeah, so I mean, she never put her hand in her pocket at all. Absolutely. I think the daughters have a lot to answer. I took a lot of that stuff out of the book, but I think it will be put back in now. I mean, the king is very wise not to keep them too close. And I've seen stories that they will not have roles under the new reign, and I think that's absolutely right. The best thing that the daughters can do is to renounce their titles and to retreat into private life and basically stay out of the radar. I'm not sure that's going to happen, though.
Well, yes, because the story that's been put out is, oh, they're innocent, the poor victims of their awful parents. I'm not so sure. When is your revised edition going to come out?
Comes out on the 21st of May.
21st of May. I'm counting the days. I'm counting the days. We'll talk. We'll talk again before then. But great to have you on the show. Thank you, Andrew Lownie, the author who started it all, entitled "The Decline and Fall of the House of York." If you haven't read it yet, read it. Your jaw will drop.